Yeah, that's cool. Switching back to chat in front of me. Hello! Welcome to this fine Friday evening. And welcome to another Yizbrit Games community stream. How are we doing? Oh. Pardon me. We ended up losing our Google Nest Hub decided to take a dive the other day, and so I just now finally got everything working again, so I can and I hope I don't activate anybody's things out there in the world. But hey Google, change my studio lights to blue. I don't know why it flashed through like multiple colors there, but hey Google, change my studio lights to daylight. Now we're back. Yeah, I can do that again. Just getting that finalized because I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna look really funky on camera if I have like, what is it? Hey Google, set my studio lights to warm white. Yeah, that's what I normally have them at, like for just like everyday living. Hey Google, change the studio lights to daylight. Cool. That looks a little more like studio proper. Like colors are brought out in a like my camera is tuned to this, so it looks good. Anyway, welcome to another Yizbert Games community stream. I am your host, Fizz the Human. Let me toss that in chat. I have a Twitter that I am still fighting tooth and nail to try and gain access to. I had hope. I emailed a follow-up email and said, hey, I use this for my job. Can like I have access to my account, please? And it was like, your case has been closed. And I was like, I actually haven't tried to log in a little while. Does that mean that? No, they didn't do anything with it. It just, the case rotted and died. And so I just had to open a new one again for the third time. Anyway, someday I will be back on Twitter, and it'll probably be a dead wasteland by the time I'm back over there. But that's what Blue Sky is for. I'm available over at fizzthehuman.bsky.social over on Blue Sky. And then I also have findfizz.biz where you can check out my own stuff. Talk to me about voice projects, all that good stuff. But I am here not representing myself, but representing the fine folks at Yizbert Games. So let me toss a couple links there into chat as well. Yizbert Games being the game publisher that you know and love for games such as Valhalla, Cyberpunk Bartender Action, She Remembered Caterpillars, No Place for Bravery, Y2K, Postmodern RPG, Demon School, World of Horror, Everdeep Aurora. I'm missing one. Nirvana, Cyberpunk Bartender Action. There we go. That's the 8 I know and can prattle off. A few of those are in the works, such as Demon School and Everdeep Aurora, coming soon to a theater near you. World of Horror, which just got its the Switch patch just came out. So if you have World of Horror on your Switch, do know that you can rest easy because now the save glitches are gone ski, to my knowledge. Things are working a lot nicer. That was a patch that was pushed. I think the PC version is but the PS4 and Switch had a couple issues that needed to be rectified and just took a little bit of time to do. But now that everything is all set and the patches are pushed out, we are golden on that front. Toss a few more links in here while I'm thinking about it. Cool. But yeah, Yizbert Games. Game publisher for games that have spirit, games that stick with you long after you have finished playing them, games that are narrative-driven and provide a perspective on the world that you may not be aware of by bringing you games told from small teams from parts of the world that don't always get a light shined on them from a game dev side of things. Or at the very least, don't get a AAA spotlight shined on them because for every location that I say a Yizbert game comes from, I'm sure there are plenty of projects that come out and just don't always get the fanfare that they deserve. And we here at Yizbrid love all our indie brethren. You can check out the games that Yizbrid publishes over at the wishlist page that I posted, the Steam publisher page, where you can wishlist things. And by the way, wishlisting helps out for free. You can just wishlist any game that you like that is coming out in the future or that is out and you want to keep an eye on deals and things like that over on Steam, itch.io, Good Old Games, Humble. Many of those places have wishlisting options. And what that says to the algorithm is, I want that. And the algorithm loves to see and place games that lots of people want in front of other people in the hopes that they will want it too. And so just simply having that statement of I want that really helps out the visibility for the devs, the publishing company, the game itself, fans of the game, et cetera, et cetera. It just helps out all across the board. And you can do that with anything you want for free. It's free. You can just do it. It's cool. We also have a YouTube and a Discord. YouTube for VODs from this kind of thing. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube right now, and this is part 5 of Jusant. Yeah. Maybe you just finished watching episode 4, in which case I think I was probably like falling asleep towards the end. It wouldn't surprise me, or something to that effect. I know I was extremely tired last Friday, if I remember correctly. I just accidentally closed a tab that I did not want to close. How to reopen? Don't know if I can all of a sudden, but that's okay. Not an important tab. Cool. But yeah, we also have a Discord chat with, all the cool folks that you know and love from this chat that you're in right now if you're playing or watching live. We hang out over on the Discord. A little bit more news. I get to finally announce, and I haven't posted this yet, but it will get a post in the next several hours after I stream and get a couple more things done this evening. But in regards to the Final Fantasy XIV Valhalla New Year's party that we are throwing on New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, we have some details on prizes for some events that we have going on there. Ooh, oh yeah. So if you are watching the stream, now I still need to work out exactly what add-on program and everything to use to track all this. I know that it exists out there. I know that I can make this happen. I just gotta get the details fine-tuned. But if you are watching the stream, you are eligible to win a plushie of your choice from Yizbrin, from the Yizbrin merch store, whether that's Jill, Dana, or the brand new Say plushie that just came out. That just came out on the 20th. And I know I bought mine already. But yeah, so you can get a chance to win one just by hanging out with us on stream. You don't even have to be playing Final Fantasy XIV to be hanging out on the New Year's party stream with us. But hanging out in the chat on Twitch will give you an entry to that raffle. As well, we are not doing a costume contest in the sense of everybody line up and we're going to, pick favorites, etc. However, throughout the several hours that we are putting on the New Year's event, we do invite you to bring your best Valhalla cosplay, Valhalla-themed costume, cyberpunk costume, etc. in-game. Our favorites... so I will have a favorite to choose, and Sly, the amazing co-host that we're having on, Sly, a.k.a. Gray Fox. You might have heard of him. He's one half of the State of the Realm podcast over on the Final Fantasy XIV fandom side of YouTube. And I think they're on Spotify, and he does his own stuff as well. He has a W Sly once a month in-game DJ'd party dance session for the RPers and the not so RPers. I mean, hang out. And he also does streams on Twitch all the time. He streams far more often than I do. I want to say like 5-6 times a week. But yeah, he's our co-host. So both he and myself will have a favorite card to play. Like at some point throughout the stream, when we know in our hearts that this costume we are looking at right here is the one that will get the award, we'll make a note of it, and we will be gifting, each of us will have a choice of Yzbrid plush to give away as well. So that's the plan on that front. So three plushies, choice of, to be given away. All 3 people could choose Say. All 3 people could choose Jill. All 3 people could choose Dana. It could be one of each. However, the selected folks, whichever, you get a choice of the 3. It's not like red wins the costume contest, and now blue has to pick Squirtle because red already chose Charmander. It's not like that. It's everybody will have a choice of the 3. So choose whichever you'd like. I think that the Say, Dana, Jill starter decision may be even tougher than Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. Like, which Valhalla starter are you going to go with? That said, I think that covers pretty much all the news. Is it called the news because it's new? It's like multiple new things. Is it a plural new? One new thing, two news? I don't know. Also, I know you can't share in this experience with me, but Blitch is cooking right now, and it smells incredible. Like, just absolutely incredible. All of that chatter, all of that talk, and I still don't have the game up on the screen yet. Let me find it. We're playing Jusant today. The etymology of news is why I hate it when people say old news or new news. So is that true? Like, I know if it's old, it's not news etymologically. Gotcha. So that is the etymology of it then. Is that it comes from a thing that is new, a new piece of information. I have not looked into this. I have not. So I trust you on this. Cool. Okay. Lau, I think you were the resident helper during was it you that was the resident helper during Chance of Sinar as well? We had a lot of chat about linguistics. While you answer that, I actually need to run to the living room and back because I forgot that I left my controller out there. So one sec. Hello, Adam Zero. How are you? Shot that correctly? Looks a little funky. Whoa, cool. We are back in it. I have something in extras. Oh, it's letters. Yeah, we have not been finding everything in this game. Doing good, just finished playing Blood of the Killer. Ooh. What is Blood of the Killer? Also, Lao, you have a brand new Chinese calligrapher's seal. But how do you fit such a water-dwelling mammal in your home? Alrighty, so once again, I have to get used to the controls for this game. I also have to figure out which direction I was going. Your chosen Chinese name as well, chosen in the trans sense. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I should design like a wax seal version of like my my Fizz signature. Y'all do that too, right? Like, if you have a stage name, like, one day you just sit down and practice writing it as if you're signing things. Am I the only one? I feel like any time you start a sentence with "Am I the only one?" then probably not, but Blood of the Killer is a short and very light horror comedy game and the 6th game in the Strange Towns series. I see. I have not heard of the series either. But then again, it might be that that game series just doesn't quite cross my path. Obscure freeware. Okay, that explains it. I do know some obscure freeware, but, you know, I'm sure very few and far between. Now, I have a feeling, I think we ended getting here. And so going up was the correct path. And then we saw this, and I was like, yeah, I'm too tired for this. That sounds correct. Now, I feel like this is inviting me to peel off of here. As a forum Reddit mod, I actually really dislike Does Anyone Else Post because it's almost unequivocally no. But other ways of asking the question often lead to more interesting discussions instead of a sea of nope, me too. Yes, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, I think that, like, you know, there's some, like, comedy to be found in, like, does anybody else do this? Nope, just me. Gotcha. But, you know, that's if you're asking it rhetorically and comedically. I agree that, I wish I could remember. I want to say it was, back when I frequented, some non-specific image boards that, that question would be phrased that way, and it would just annoy the heck out of me. Less questions of, does anyone else randomly have their neck make fizzing noises? And more, why the heck does my neck make fizzing noises? Yeah. That's because I have implanted a small, a polyp of myself in your neck. Simple as. Now, where? Oh, this is climbable. I see. I was like, clearly, that implies that there's a spot to climb, but I didn't know it would look like this. That makes sense. Very geode-esque. Polyp, is this the first instance of asexual harassment? Oh, no. You know, I think I'm just going to retract my joke. And I feel like there's just too many directions this can go. Oh, no, don't apologize. That's funny. I just also know that I'm just going to let that one be. I will admit defeat. I will let your word be the last word on that one. nothing good to build from there. Exactly. Alrighty, let's see. As far as Let's do a little bit of this. Oh, right, I have to... Yeah, there we go. I like the underhand throw there. It's neat. Let's look to see if there's anything else to check out before going up, but I don't think so. Or if there is, this has certainly not been 100% playthrough for sure, so. Another place to place a stone. So we place the stone. To the left looks like the way to go up, however. Can I ping you, little guy? Oh, there we go. Oh. Showing a tower. Tried for 100% playthrough, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff to miss. Oh, you tried Jusant? Yeah, it's if this game had a little bit more like how would I phrase this? I feel like it would be neat if each of the chapters in the game were revisitable, like they were kind of like that you could run through a chapter from the beginning to the end and get anything. Like, I've been kind of spoiled by Armored Core in that sense. Not that it needs it, but like for going back and getting things, I don't know if there's a real feasible method for me to do that besides literally climbing all the way back down. Yeah, the way in the first chapter they kept unlocking ways to let you descend back down places. You expected that to just be a thing the whole way. Yeah. I think, let's... Haha. Okay, hang on. Let's shake it out. Remember my buttons. Okay. I need to get a little more. You know what? I'm going to place a lad there. Then we'll get a little closer here. Oh, that was a bit odd. And there we are. A little crisscrossy, but I think we got it. There is a chapter select after you finish, but when you need at least one thing in every chapter doesn't help much. Gotcha. Can I can keep going from here, right? Like, making sure that rope isn't too There we are. Take that back, thank you. This looks promising. Oh, yeah. I guess this is a chapter end then. Neato. So, the new DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out, the Indigo disc, and sorry, character looks sad for a second. You know, I'll talk about that in a sec. Let's, because I'm distracting myself. Oh, neat, because these are sparks, right? These are the creatures that kind of carry you up a little ways. Thanks. I wonder how far along the development cycle of things the decision to place a small blobular companion was. Ooh. Chapter 5, Mirage. I've seen pictures of... Can I just grab anywhere? No, okay. I thought maybe I could. The grass. I'm conditioned. Can I go back inside for a sec? Like, maybe I just don't want to go outside yet. Nothing really to do in here, though, is there? It's pretty. It's neat that there was, like, somebody living even right here. Now, I've seen this portion of the game a touch during my my GIF hunting for announcement posts, but depending on the direction of the wind, the distance of your jumps may be increased or decreased. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, I like that. This feels very recent Zelda or Shadows of the Colossus. Shadows of the Colossus, or Shadow of the Colossus is what I immediately thought with the color scheme and the sort of the soundscape. It's very Shadow of the Colossus. furriness of the plant life. Yeah, that too. Agro. Ah, I see. So it's gonna kind of lead me, but perhaps there will be a bit more decision making on some of these. Sense. Oh wow. It's a boat. So we wait for the wind to start blowing the other way. I see. Man, that's risky. I will say that. The music here is great. Don't want it to go that way. I gotta wait for it to go the other way. If I'm understanding this correctly. Now. Yep. Cool. Just refresh our energy here. This is like one of those songs on the soundtrack that, like, this song would get me to, like, get the soundtrack. Oh, oh, okay. I thought there was some ground there. But yeah, so I was saying, I've been seeing so much stuff about the new Pokemon DLC, and I just, you know, I love a lot of the Pokemon that they introduced in Scarlet and Violet, but I just did not enjoy Scarlet and Violet. Same as I also didn't enjoy Sword and Shield, but I mean, I consider myself a huge Pokemon fan, and the games themselves these days are just not quite doing it for me. So I started playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, depending on your depending on when. Oh shit! Wow. It's a long way down. You pronounce it as in classical Latin, but assume a minority on that. See, I pronounce it. I pronounced it Arceus because a couple of reasons. One, if I'm not mistaken, the Japanese version is Arusiusu. You know, give or take how Americanized I added the U at the end. Arceus. That said, Dr. Gregory House also pronounced it Arceus when he made a reference to it in an episode. That said, then in Pokemon Sun and Moon, they had the opportunity to confirm that it was the hard S sound in the fact that there is a Pokemon that has it's kind of like an attempt to create a god Pokemon kind of a thing, and its ability is called the RKS system. Now in Japan it's RCS for Arceus. In America, it ended up being the RKS system, and so they made their choice. The English version is Arceus or Arceus, and yet I still can't always. Oh, please. can't always follow that because I spent so long with it as Arceus because of that Japanese name. It'd be more towards the classical Latin rather than the more ecclesiastical. You may have the first compelling argument for preferring it Arceus, to be honest, Lau. So, thank you for that. Come on. There we go. Hey. Just waiting for a Batman adaptation to use the proper pronunciation of Gotham. Is it like Gotham or something to that effect? Gotham. Interesting. Today I learned. I'm learning a lot. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. Did not work. Shake it out. Shake it out. Whew. Both are valid. It's not ecclesiastical Latin pronunciation. It's not that ecclesiastical Latin pronunciation is improper, just newer. I see. Okay. But yeah, so been playing Arceus. And really been enjoying it. I think that it was a much needed change to the formula, and it's basically everything that I wish the latest games were, and alas are not. Let's see, can I place a piton there, but you just tend to default to Latin. It's gotten me in trouble when singing Latin texts from the Renaissance onward, which are usually religious and expect ecclesiastical Latin for obvious reasons. Oh, default to classical Latin. I see. It's been a minute since I've... Well, I was about to say it's been a minute since I've sung a song in Latin, but I will be... I am lending my voice to a fan cover of a song that is in Latin. And so technically going over that involved some Latin. Okay, so how does one guess this way? Oh wait, I can repel. All right. Friend was nice enough to give you Scarlet from their Violet Scarlet dual pack. We both got busy and never finished it. I will say that I think that the end game of Scarlet and Violet is like if more of the game itself was like the end game, then I think it would have done better. However, that is not the case. And it just makes some really some odd decisions, IMO. Okay, now the problem with this area here is that I don't know whether it's better to go up from here or over from here. My assumption is always... Can I? I cannot. Okay. So that's to go back down to then. cool sound. I will say that hands down, the best part of Scarlet and Violet is Palafin. Just the existence of that Pokemon. Became like my new favorite Pokemon. It's bizarre to say that I have a favorite Pokemon that is like of the current gen and not just like it ranks now in my like top Pokemon. From your own playthrough, you can go down to the left there, but it's janky and entirely not intended, or at least it was difficult to find. I'm pretty sure it wasn't intended. My assumption is that I'm supposed to get back to it. Get back to here from there. At least that's the assumption I'm going to go off of. And if I never visit there again, then alas. I see what's going on here. How clever. That's not what to do. Shake it. I like that those wheels are blocking the wind in some capacity. So I'm going to try in here first, but I think I continue on to the left. The Jusant continues to carry the ocean away. Last we heard, on the sun's side, the temperature keeps on rising. Here, a storm is raging and doesn't seem to be letting up. Everything around us is coming to a standstill, or maybe we've been at a standstill for too long? We won't be able to nest at the mill much longer, that I know, but we can't leave without putting up a fight. In the meantime, we've entrusted our little Ole to my sibling. They're traveling downward with their family like most of the other Heights dwellers. Ole should be safe under the stone. I already miss my little nestling's smile. We'll see each other again when the clouds decide. So, I was semi-spoiled to a little bit of what's going on here. And I want to discuss it because I want to kind of like... I don't want to dance around the fact that I've heard about this already, but to my understanding, the world has stopped turning. And all of the tides and such that we're seeing, or the receding of water and such, is the fact that the tides are now focused on one side of the planet. And so it's pulling away the water from... either it's pulling water away from one side of the planet, or it's pulling water away from the sides, which is, I believe, how it would work if the Earth stopped turning, kind of a thing. That if you have like Earth, and then sun is up here. These words will be the sun, what have you. So like, which way is that stretching? This way. So like, if you have an object pulling gravitationally on the water, it kind of does this, right? Like, so like high tide, low tide, low tide kind of thing. But like if you were to have that stretch for a while, the thing is it's not like it just like bulges towards it and pulls away from everything else. It's like it bulges towards it, that squeezes the inside, which then also pulls on the opposite, or pushes water to the opposite end as well, I think is how it works, because the tide, like, makes it oblong more than it makes it bulged to one side. If I remember correctly, how physics works like that. But, so yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with this, but an article started talking about this game with, like, that spoiler, which I'm kind of bummed about, because it seems like they want you to piece together that that's what's happening. But I'm interested to see if it explains if that's the twist, that like that's what's going on, and the rest of the game is like figuring out that that is what's going on, then I'm bummed that that's spoiled. If that's sort of a reveal like as you go along, but the repercussions of it are talked about more so, and like the how and the why is explained. Like, I'm fine with here's your world that has stopped turning. Tell me how and why that happened. I'm hoping that's revealed. Either way, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but that's what's been revealed to me via accidental reading online. Didn't really get the stopped turning thing or agree with it. Yeah, cool. I like that muddies it for me, because if that's an interpretation, then even better, because now I'm open to more interpretations of what's going on. But I think I just kind of assumed that the Jusant, the ebb of things, is the water receding, and it said the sun side of things. So I think maybe it's not a planet that stopped turning, but maybe it's just a planet that is in tidal lock, and perhaps it's a slow orbit or a slow turn. So maybe that tidal lock moves very slowly over the course of generations or something. And so generations have to deal with what it looks like for it to be like their turn to have the water recede and such. I don't know. Dive in, swim, become. I am the source, the river and the ocean. You are my world. Dive in. The tower is a tower, so if it's north of south of the equator, there will be a shady side. If it's north of south of the equator. Oh, you're saying if it's north or south of the equator. Sorry, I see now. North or south. Yeah. Okay. If it's north or south of the equator, there will be a shady side. Is there not one? Is there not shade and I didn't catch that? Sounds like it could just be the side that gets direct sunlight. Yeah. Like, I'm just wondering if this is a world that didn't deal with this before and is now dealing with, or we're seeing the dialogue of what the hell is going on. Oh. We now have a sun side. What's Jusant? So, Jusant is a game about climbing. Or maybe about is the wrong term. But it's an exploration puzzle game. I'm currently exploring, and the way that I can get from point A to point B is the puzzle of the game. So, not much. What's Jusant with you? All right. Alt-tab. Right-click. Or left-click? Left-click. Where's that band? But I'm kidding. Totally kidding. What's Jusant with you? I'm in pain. You're causing me pain. Here I was prepared to give a full explanation of this cool game. I'll still do it. Is there anybody just joining that wants me to talk about this? Or are you like... Or is everybody pretty well established of what's going on here? That sound effect you just heard, I have no idea about. So we get to discover that together. It does look cool. Greetings. I waited for your craftspeople to arrive several sleeps ago, but they never landed. When can I expect you? We're patching things up as best we can, but the wind is carrying away everything in its path, and the roof won't hold out much longer. The situation is getting urgent. I hope this reply doesn't reach you too late. The relays have been malfunctioning recently. I apologize, but due to the storm, we are no longer able to travel to your altitude. The danger is too great. My only advice is to take shelter. An emergency shelter is being set up for you, set up here for you heights dwellers. May rain fall on you and your loved ones. You have my full support. Jusant is also French for the ebb tide when the water goes out. Yeah, yeah. To give it just a little, the way that things have been going. So we are currently climbing. As I said, the way that the game works as far as like puzzle solving and climbing is that hello? That was weird. I think I got stuck on some collision there. So did we already go up this? I don't think we have. I'm gonna try it. Can I not stand there? Place a baton here? I agree with what y'all were saying about, I think... How do I just drop? Can I just drop? I think I have to land. Can't just drop. But yeah, so, I can't exactly show you a spot at the moment, it seems. But essentially, the way that the puzzle solving works is that you have to choose, you have to figure out how to climb, depending on where you can grab things, what you can do, etc. And so here we are currently trying to solve the question of how the heck do I get down here? Woof. So it looks like it's two... I do want to get over there, though. I know it's a long way down, but, like, is there anything cool there? Looks like there's a way in. Another 10 meters of rope. Yeah. Whoa. But the game takes place in some form of post-apocalyptic world, where we are climbing up mountains and towers. Okay, I haven't wanted to, like, undo my progress, but, like, I want to get over there and see what's there. I bet I can do it from here. I just have to... swing like this. Can I do it? Maybe not. Aha! Oh, I almost had it. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Oops, I don't need to do that. Where's B? There's B. Do you think there's been an increase in climbing in games since Breath of the Wild came out? It kind of seems like it increased interest in climbing as a game mechanic. I would agree with that. I think it's been a game that and Game Maker's Toolkit just put out a video that talks about this a little bit. Oh shit, this is the first like unsettling soundscape we've found. Wild. But I think that like between like Breath of the Wild, Shadow of the Colossus, I think really like made a case for it. It's basically been a mechanic that hasn't been explored very well. Loving it personally. Overwhelming scale of the thing you're climbing. Yeah. And I think, like, that's sort of the, like... Oh, come on. Need to climb a little higher. There. There we go. So yeah, you'll see I'm let go of left, grab, let go of right, grab. This is how the climbing works. You can, as you have a free hand, you can move the control stick to like choose what you're going to reach for, and that makes the game you much like a Team Ico or Eco project. One of my favorite parts about, say, Ico, I've never known how to pronounce that game correctly, is that you like you have a shoulder button or a L or R, I forget which, dedicated to holding hands with the girl that you are leading around, and when you are in danger, when she is in danger, you will, most people I feel will probably find that they are gripping the controller tighter, as if they could potentially accidentally let her go. Eco. It is Eco. Cool. Thank you. Lau, you are doing an impeccable job of giving me confirmation on titles that I've needed for a long time. Oh god. I need to be faster. I need to be faster. I need to be faster. I was not fast enough. Please, don't take me out. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so in this game I feel that there's a similar effect going on where in that moment just then where I was trying to climb and I didn't know if I was going to get knocked off and such, I bet if there was a pressure sensor on my controller, I would probably have been squeezing harder than usual. And that's because the controls are doing such a good job of translating what's going on in the game to, like how you are moving is very well represented by the controls to the point that you feel like you are in the game. or to some extent. Like you feel connected to the character by way of the controls, and I always find that immersion impeccable in games. And so this one is quite similar, where, as I said, the more worried I am about my character here, whom I don't know much about. I need to wait here a bit, don't I? Okay. Psychology of controls in games. Yeah, very much so. Cool. Did I make it? I made it. It's a difficult but wonderful level of game design. Yeah. Another one of my favorites is in Transistor. The fact that the sword, which is a talking sword in the game, sort of your like Zelda-esque companion. I can double jump here, right? Yes. Okay, I need to shake it out. I need to get up to that. The sword speaks to you. Come on. Oh, shit. Oof. Well. That happened. All right. Well, we'll let our stamina come back and we go again. That's why I need to be planting pitons. I always forget to put them. This game has been... it's been fairly easy until it's not. So the sword in Transistor, they have a mechanic to where, when it speaks to you, if you're playing on the PlayStation version, your PlayStation controller will light up the same color as the sword. It will dim and flash as he speaks, just like he does in the game. And the speaker plays his voice rather than the TV volume. And I thought that was just super cool and immersive. The last example I have is No More Heroes for the Wii. When you get a call from your handler, because you play an assassin, remembering things correctly. Oh, yes. Thank you, game, for reminding me. Please. When you get a call... Please? Cool. I just need to make it right there. Just a little bit further. The game has you put the Wiimote to your ear as if it's a cell phone, so you can hear your handler speak to you on like the burner phone or what have you. And I always thought that was awesome. Just utilizing those little things that like make you feel, you know, it doesn't have to be motion controls. It can just be understanding, like Lau just said, it's a difficult but wonderful level of game design to find ways to translate. Doesn't have to be simulation, but if you can find translation, you can still deliver that same... Hello, game? You okay? Major frame drops. But not in the stream, in the game. I think I might want to save and quit up here. I feel like something's like loaded in that shouldn't be. Or something's not unloading. Is there a way to save? I'm worried about this. Okay, there we go. Maybe? Wondering if the game needed to... What are you chugging on here? Is this a loading zone? This is bad. That's a save point though, so I'm going to I'm gonna just go ahead and take a break here, I think. And I'm gonna quit this and I'll start it back up again to continue. Because I have no idea what's going on with this, but I think that might solve it. So yeah, enjoy some trailers for some cool games. Do note that there's body horror in the World of Horror trailer, as well as instances of self-harm. And that Demon School is also kind of a horror trailer. But yeah, do as the Nightbot says and stretch, get some water, take meds, etc. Whatever you need to do. I'm going to join you with some water right here. And I'll see you on the other side. Always amusing to me when games can handle these vast open areas and then chug in narrow, limited interiors. So I think it's not that it's not that it's chugging in this interior. I think that something is not unloading. I think that's what's happening. I don't know what or where, but it seems to me like it's trying to do too much right now, and it's not culling something that it should be culling, or it's not. Yeah, memory leaks certainly would do it. Yeah, that is the vibe I'm getting. But I don't know, as I am not in... Oh, in your playthrough, interiors were giving you trouble. Interesting. Okay. Then I take that back. But, yeah, I'm gonna quit the game. We'll restart it back up as soon as break is over. But, yeah, see you in a few. Alrighty. I am back. Thank you for your patience there. My hope is that the game won't chug at the moment because it was getting bad a minute ago. We just climbed through there, so this is a place where we can climb down, it seems. Yep, cool. Please, let me off of here. Neato. Logbook. Becca was right. The water creatures were incredible. Huge. So ballasts aren't real after all. It was their song I'd hear sometimes, between gusts of wind. We only just caught a glimpse of them, but once we did, nothing else mattered. Everyone went quiet, watching them slowly disappear into the storm. For a long time, no one moved a muscle. Arlo shook his head, staring into space. For a moment, He looked like he'd lost his bearings, same as the rest of us. After the astonishment came the feverish preparations. Around me, the rope team got moving, sharpening their weapons and scanning the clouds. We needed to capture at least one of those flying water tanks. Even Sol ended up grabbing a harpoon. What other hope do we have of bringing the water back? He sounded almost apologetic, but I'm the one who's sorry. Wow. Okay, so ballasts, which we know this little lad has been referred to as a ballast. Oh, look at him roll around. Adorable. What an adorable time to roll around like that when we're talking about you and some fresh hell that you were put through. Did we already get this one? Is that this one? No, this is a new one. So they were hunted because they are water. Last one. Cool, yeah. In the clouds, I lose my way, wandering through valleys of icy gray. In the clouds, the water watches me stray. Will I find my love again one day? Yeah, last one. It might be interesting to just, you know, when I'm done with this, look up a guide and see which ones I've, maybe not to try and find which ones I've missed, but to see if anything is said that furthers our story and such. Do we read this? Every sleep, I tried to convince Arlo, Sol, and the others to stay. I even threw their harpoons away, at least the ones I could reach. But they were so determined to catch a sky giant and return with its water. To go back to the way life was before. But the way life was before is what brought us here. They ventured into the storm to hunt and never returned. I waited for them for a long time. Lost at sea. I grieved for them. Who else but me? They may be gone, but I treasure their memory. I still remember Naisa's advice, Sol's laugh, Arlo's furrowed brow. Sometimes my thoughts turn to my parents, to Emmy, Gal, and Met. I wonder where they are and what they're doing. If their thoughts drift up here sometimes. They live within me, too. At first, I kept track of my harvests, but as time went by, I ended up losing track. To survive, I became an earth scratcher, too. What would you make of that, Becca? I'm probably doing it all wrong, but things are growing. Not bad for a girl from low tide. Note to self. I'll have to divide up my garden beds if I want to have enough hardtack for the cycles to come. I don't know when I decided to stay up in the crow's nest. It just happened. I'm happy here. I wish I could talk to the young Bianca who left low tide, who only ever thought of leaving, moving, too impatient for a stationary world. She'd probably find this quite ironic, but this climb, already so long ago now, taught me to live in the present moment. It took me a while, but I finally put down roots. With each passing sleep, I understand it more clearly. The tower needs me, needs us all. It needs us to change. And if we have to change our way of being, might as well start here. I never belonged in low tide, a lighthouse keeper in an oceanless world. But since I met the ballasts, I feel like I've found something I didn't know I'd lost. A fragile link to something bigger than myself. A mutual respect. I'm nothing compared to these water giants who swim through the storm, but they look at me with interest and curiosity. They watch me when I carve my scraps of wood, when I bring in the harvest, when I write, as if to learn or to remember. I want to stay here in case someone else is crazy enough to try to find them. They watch over me, and I watch over them in turn. As the ballasts draw near, the cliffs wake up. Even I feel like I stand taller and feel lighter, more alert. Younger even? These arthritic joints have creaked for a long time now. Excuse me. But you get the idea. I wonder how long the ballasts kept me company in my Spartan existence. They eventually left, one by one. I know they're out there somewhere, though. One of them stayed. It comes to see me from time to time, like it's watching over me. We watch each other grow older, We go about our business, knowing the other's there, and that's enough. And it gives me someone to talk to. I'm happy. I'm where I'm meant to be. Where I need to be now. Bianca. Well. Whew. So I guess this is like Bianca's last stand kind of a thing? Like this is where she ended up. As she said, planting her roots. And yet, our song of hope. She rises through the wind higher, oh higher. She dances on the wind? My Spartan existence implies the existence of a vertical grease somewhere on this tower. Yes, this is true. I had all but given up hope, and then I found an old disc. It said directed by Zack Snyder. What happened to the first 299 copies of this disc, I wonder? Oh. Howdy, Clockwing. How you doing? There we go. Someone threw them in a hole, probably. Indeed. Maybe kicked them in even. Oh, excuse me. Plant a piton there. Where do I need to go next? That's the question. Maybe if I... Can I stop here? No way, right? Wait, but can I... Can. At least get close enough for that. Cool. So I think I need to get rid of that. That gives me a little bit more slack. And then climb my way down here. That's not what I meant to do. I suppose that works. Can I not? Okay. Pop that. Ah, another one of these. M0. Oh, turn all altars. Cool, okay. That's what I was going to ask, is if these altars do anything beyond be cool. But I just got an achievement for turning all of them, so mayhap that answered that. Never found anything beyond making them go spinny. Cool. Okay. Neat. Just wondering if I'd get a Chivo for all soundscapes, but I don't know if I've acquired all of them. Let's see. Continue our ascent. Or would that be descent? Descending here? Hoping I'm not, like erasing hours of, Okay, I think that is someplace I can descend into, though. If I understand this right. How about we try this? Let's not habitually... Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna put that there whether I want it to or not. See how far down we can drop here before we hit red. Almost to the bottom. And it looks like there's nowhere to go in there. Perhaps. Well, I can see some stuff. Where does this want me to go? I'll climb back up. Guess we climb back here. Thought there might be more because unlike other collectibles, they don't disappear from the ballast sense. But yeah, if they do, you couldn't figure them out. Yeah. They don't explain them much, but I think they're just kind of one more piece of the lore puzzle, so to speak. Did I go the wrong way? What I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do, Chowder. Please. Push to beat. There. Up. There. There we go. Oh, mayhap this has a lot more climbable surface than I gave it credit for. In fact, I think that is exactly what's going on. There we go. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that the game reminds me I can place checkpoints. And now I see it. Ooh. Almost to that one where I can replenish my stamina. Take that. that massive creature sound. It almost sounds like it's coming from a guitar. Is a ballast, a huge ballast, of which I have but a child. This feels very Final Climb. Almost to the top. There we go. Goes back. Cool. This also looks very final. Well, there's still a lot more to climb, though, it looks like. Let's explore this way first. This chapter can't end until I blow that, right? That's the kind of theme of things. Like if this is the last place that Bianca was. Thought there might be like one more letter or something, but maybe this is just... that last one is the last one. Well, I guess let's see what happens. There's more tower to climb. Oh. Or is there? Guess this chapter was Mirage. Oh, hey, buddy. Wow. Oh, I must admit I have played far too much Monster Hunter. It's beautiful. Maybe has a bit, picked up some trash, but... Oh? Where are we going? Get in, kid. I'm going to Jack in the Box. Get in. You want anything? Do I get to play this? I guess I get to play this. Cool. I like where that starts you. Oh, awesome. All right. Can I grab this? Cool. It's kind of the first time that the game puts you in like a dynamic climbing state here. Oh, the music's so good. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it off. Shake it up. Shake it in. Let me begin. Pretty. I'm glad that there's some kind of mutual understanding between this person and this whale, because were that not the case, I would be very worried for them. Wow. Getting pretty cold. Huh. Oh. Hey, buddy. Coming in for a rough landing. Ooh. So is that like all the water up there? Aw. Is it too cold for you, little guy? You're made out of so much water and it's like freezing here, I guess. Ballast confirmed not to be warm-blooded. Warm-watered? Yeah. Does our main character always have a red nose like that? Or... Ooh, syzygy. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, syzygy is an astronomical term for, like, planets lining up? Oh, I'm intensely curious as to what's going on here physically. Just really need to find a... Just need to find a really big ancient kettle. Yeah. Wow. This is cool. Aww. Can't access its other functions. Can I not pet? I could maybe pet. So at the very least, something is going on such that Looks like all the water has left the planet. Clearly the narrative arc has been leading to us getting up here and fixing the pilot light on the world's boiler. Yeah. What's that movie? Is it Solaris? Is that the movie? I never saw it, but it's like the one where like the guys have to go into the sun to like relight it or something. Science fiction. I love this music. Okay, so thought. See that star way out there? You can see movement here, so you could measure parallax of how far away that is up there. Like it does not appear to be super far away if it's moving this much from us moving. Sunshine. I don't think it was sunshine. Might have been. But I thought it was something where there was like a base, like close to like hooked into the sun or something, and they have to like restart the sun or something, like kickstart its. Oh, there's more here. Wait, are all of those? Oh. See, there's a few there, like that one there. There's like a bunch of frozen ballasts here too. Wow. Please. That's not my controller. That's some wonky collision. Oh. Use the echo on a frozen ballast in Chapter 6. Aw. I got an achievement for that. And they are reacting. Huh. I'm gonna go inside before I climb this, but I also wanted to see. So this has constellations of sorts. None that I recognize, but I wonder. I mean, some of them look a little like, you know, similar to, it's like a Pisces-esque one there. But I wonder if the way that the stars are set up is like how our sky is, but the constellations themselves are different interpretations. I always thought that'd be cool. I know different cultures have interpreted different constellations, and I love those. So where to begin? Never really got constellations. Like Big Dipper doesn't look anything like the kid from Gravity Falls. Yeah, right? It's all up to interpretation. Like some people see the pine tree in the hat. Other people think it's a rabbit. I don't know. Warm up the ballast in Chapter 6. Wait, what did I do? How did I warm it up? Okay. Maybe it was proximity to that? I think that was the hug button. Oh! I guess I accidentally hit the hug button. Neat. Didn't work. So how then... do I need to follow the ones marked as ballasts here? I wonder. Oh, I see. Those are the ones that have grippy grips to them. Yeah, okay. Didn't realize some of them don't. Shake it out. I have a feeling I need to like get all of the constellations that I can lit. At least of the ballasts. I would like to. Whew, that costs a lot of stamina. It's okay. We got this. Nailed it. Constellations without the little points are grabbable too, but mostly just serve as a path to jump elsewhere. I see. Nailed it. Cool. Oh, poor little guy. Poor little guy. Almost to the top. Cool. Are there any more constellations with markings on them? Yes. There are a couple. So I kind of want to know if I can like a bit more. Yeah. Then I want to see if I can like place one here, right? And then, oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I want to drop here. I was wondering if I could go all the way up there. I can. Do this. Cool. It doesn't work. Okay, so let's do our plan from before. Which, actually, let me get my stamina back up. Oh, really? Was that just too short? Come on. Grab this. Nailed it. Let's shake it out. Cool. I'll go left. Shake it out. Let's see if I can. Nope. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I should have planted a baton. I'm not going to have enough stamina. Ooh, gotta start over that. Let's start that over again. Let that again, and here we go. I see now, I could have just used that little one down there, but I like this method better. Because it uses less stamina. To get here. That was strange. It played two grunts at the same time. Shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna need to, first off, plant a baton, and then I think, how about we go this route? There we are. Cool. Shake it out. We can just climb to the top of this, yeah, and then meander our way back over. Cool. Take that back, please, and thank you. Oh. Okay. Oh, I see. Put that back. We're almost to the tippy top. What will I find? I know not. All right. I want to know if I get anything for lighting all of these. You know? Just gotta go Hand over hand. Hand over hand. Nailed it. Gonna pause here. Shake it out. Plant a baton. Jump up. Actually, don't know if I'll have the distance here. How far can I go? I might be able to get there from here still. Haha. Nailed it. From here. Perfect. And you. Oh. Okay. Lower. Last one. The Game Maker's Toolkit video mentioned the rope magically gets 5 meters longer if you run out near a ledge, and this is why. Interesting. Ooh, okay. We have made it to the top. Almost. Cool. No trapdoor. It's funny, it's really cold in my room right now, and I haven't done anything about it because I like that it's it's more immersive at the moment. Oh, what will this do? What am I about to do to the world? What responsibility? Here we go. I feel like this is the end. It's like, not 5 more minutes, please. Little guy. Sound a bit lower volume than normal. Turn my gain up a touch. Come on, little guy. Are they thawing out? Could they have done this the whole time? Oh, excuse me. What did the people who built this mark it as? Like, this tower shows this event as if this has happened before. And I wonder if this is like a little guy can be with your family now, little tardigrade. Aww. Bunt. I just noticed that our main character has pupils. They're just light. Cool. That seems to me to not be the place that you want to be for an event like this. But I'll take it. Water Piper, complete the game. All right. That was Jusant. I'm going to kind of speed through this a bit. All right. Character lead. Because I also kind of want to know what the character's name was. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful game. Jan. Okay, Jan is our main character. Cool. Special thanks, Paul E. and absent friends. Lise and Eric Tran. Merci, Christian Lecomte de Foire Partage. Oh, I don't remember. I would like to translate this. Lau, I forget. Are you our native French speaker here? Let me see what Google Translate has to say about this. I think I can. If I use, where is it? It's not camera. I have a translate. There it is. Let's translate without an account. Camera. I want French to English. We're gonna go back up there. Alrighty. Phone, do your thing. Ready? Thanks to Christian Lecam for sharing his knowledge about the tides, the ocean, and this day spent with his feet in the water and the Breton mist. Thanks also to Anne, Charlie, Simon, and Hughes for the pancakes and good humor. Thanks to Jean-Luc Cano for his boundless imagination. Your initial impulse was crucial for us. A special thank you to Raoul Barbet for his countless advice, for his tireless generosity, and his friendship. You have always been there, even when we were at a low point, and with the same unwavering passion that characterizes you. Thanks, Norman Bonjour. Thank you, Google Translate. Google just responded, but I don't know. So yeah, this has been Jusant. I want to see if there's like any other like ending stuff. Only because I also kind of want to go over what the story is. If there's like a repository of information that I can just read that somebody's compiled. Only because I having missed a few things here and there, I wonder if things were explained in like one crucial note. But all in all, beautiful game. I didn't know what to expect from the game itself. But the puzzles were nice. I felt it didn't feel the puzzles weren't like a puzzle game per se, but there was some puzzling to be done to figure out where the next place was to go. But I would say that it was really more of an exploration game than a puzzle game. But that exploration was rewarded with just beautiful vistas. I love the art style that everything was kind of steeped in, and the little pieces of story that you could pick up were really nice. Just everything it was very comfy. Yeah, it was a really well thought out world. I agree with that, and that's why I want to look up something that has like a more of a repository of information for this, because I want to see exactly what their explanation for things are, if they have one, because I can speculate, but I also don't know if speculation is needed if they have just an explanation out there. Production pets, yeah. Mochi. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Thank you for climbing. You now have the chapters, extra letters, gallery, and such. This is all stuff that we would have been able to see before. Gallery, we missed a couple. That's okay. And just want to see what the chapters are. Okay, so it shows you what you can grab in each. But I'm gonna quit. But I do want to see. We started to get a sense of the society in the first chapter. I was like, okay, but where do they get wood and food? And then chapter 3 is like, here is where they farm stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Jusant explanation. Jusant story explained. This is from thegamer.com, so I don't know. Grain of salt. I'm not sure how on the ball this website is, but Jusant is a unique experience. We know about that. What is Jusant's story? In Jusant, the world has stopped turning, meaning the sun is stuck in one position, and a side effect of this is a complete lack of rain. Through letters, you learn that the tower used to be surrounded by water and home to multiple sailing communities that had to move up and down the tower with the tide. However, with the lack of rain, the area around the tower turned into a desert, and the residents of the tower were left with the choice of to risk staying or risk leaving. This is the main crisis we can learn about through reading the letters throughout the tower. Note, while the lifestyle of the past residents changes depending on how high you get, everyone was struggling with the choice to stay or leave, and being forced to adapt their way of life to the growing scarcity of water. Giant whale-like creatures that are known as ballasts become more common the higher you get up, and they seem to be linked to the lack of water. To fully understand the story of Jusant, you need to understand what life on the tower was like, the story of Bianca, who wrote her own series of separate letters, and the story you play out throughout the game. Life on the tower. You do not need to read every letter on the tower to understand what life was like for the residents, but the more you read, the more you learn about the different cultures throughout the different regions of the tower and how this affected how people coped. All of the writing found in Jusant takes place after the water is left and the tower is surrounded by a desert. The phenomenon of the water leaving is occasionally referred to as the Jusant. At the start of the game, you are explicitly shown that Jusant means a receding tide in French, and as the game progresses, the importance of this term becomes more and more apparent. So there's a related article that says Jusant review. I was gonna clean my room, but then I climbed high. That's the name of it. At the time most of the letters are being written, it has been a long time since the desert around the tower was formed, and only the elders on the tower remember the presence of water and, by extension, rain. There's one letter where a character is chatting to another one about telling their child a story about rain, but since they had never seen it in their lifetime, they didn't know if the concept of water falling from the sky was just a myth from elders. We know about this, though, already. While it is never explicitly stated that the world has stopped turning, it can be picked up on using contextual clues, like never referring to day and night and mentioning that the seasons never change. By using these clues, it can be surmised that the world once turned, since they have the concept of seasons, but it has since stopped. Throughout the tower, you can see how the lifestyle of the residents crumbled as the lack of water became more and more an issue. We know that. You see how this led to families being split up, sure. I'm trying to find just like the facts rather than the author's opinion here. You're essentially following the same path up that Bianca took. Let's see. This is all Bianca's story, but we found all those. Learn that Becca fell off the mountain at some point. The group are mourning her. I don't remember that. As the group gets higher, they learn about how harsh life is the higher you go. We know that. Giant creature impresses them all, but Bianca's the only one that doesn't want to hurt them. We knew that. Let's see. While it is never explicitly stated, the character you play as is the Piper from the legend Emmy told Bianca. You need to find the lighthouses around the tower and play your shell there to reactivate the tower and work with the native ballasts. Piper is traveling with a baby ballast, and it needs to echo while you are playing the horn to properly activate the different points in the tower. There are 5 of these outposts you find as you adventure throughout the tower. So you can awaken a fully grown one. You find a pillar which points directly at a giant sphere of water that was hidden from the ground by the clouds. Able to awaken the last lighthouse leads to it finally raining. Your baby ballast flies off to join them. Blah blah blah. Not like disrespectful. Blah 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 blah. But this final part of the tower being activated can be assumed to have started the world's rotation again, and the ballasts will be able to help spread the water around like they used to. Where did that come from? I don't know. Even after playing through Jusant, reading every letter, examining every, there are still some gaps in Jusant's story. Okay. I'm looking to see if I was looking to see if the writers posted anything about. because it's interesting how like it's let me check chat for a second. When I still don't buy the world stop turning bit. Like, I feel it would have been mentioned nights and seasons in the Was Rain a Myth letter. Yeah. Would they not also be passed down as myth? I would assume so as well. But I'm wondering if, like, there's something regarding, like, maybe the world didn't stop, but, like, the world itself and some object that is in orbit with it got tidally locked, pulled water towards it, and the water is in some kind of equilibrium in that sphere. Or maybe the object got the water off but it would have to be bigger than the planet. The planet would have to be in orbit, and where you are would have to be in orbit around or in orbit with a larger object that, like, took all the water, maybe. But the big water bubbles appear to be very small compared to the planet. My read was that for whatever reason, the ritual with the horns stopped being performed. Like, they lost the meaning but kept doing it for a while before eventually stopping. So, like, you're saying that the people stopped bringing the rain down? And that they kind of just, like, then one day things were too forgotten, and as the water receded, nobody was left to remember how to bring it back. I like that interpretation. I think that there's a bit of, like, I mean, maybe it's just the scientist in me, but I think there's a bit of, like, especially naming the last chapter syzygy. I want to look up that definition real fast. A conjunction or opposition, especially of the moon with the sun. Yeah, the planets were aligned in syzygy. Pair of connected or corresponding things. Yeah. In astronomy, a syzygy is a roughly straight line configuration of three or more celestial bodies in a gravitational system. The word is often used in reference to the sun, Earth, and either the moon or a planet, where the latter is in conjunction or opposition. Yeah, so, like, I'm thinking with that being the name of the last chapter, I think, like, I think there's something gravitational or orbital going on with what drew the water away. That, like, you know, it really has to do with the tides, but, like, what if all the water receded out rather than, you know, receded a bit, came back, you know, etc. Like, what if there's that syzygy where everything, you know, is lined up such that gravitationally it was able to pick up all that water somehow. I don't know. I would love to see a lore dump. Not like a lore dump, but, like, you know, I wonder, because you said, you know, you don't quite buy the world turning or the world stopping turning. And I'm looking at this as, I wonder if one person said that and a bunch of news articles have been picking it up, and, like, you know, like, one person explained it that way and somebody was like, yeah, that sounds right. And then, like, that's just how it's been spreading. So I would love to see like, where are people getting that the story is that can someone explain the story? I'm looking now on Steam. Okay, so here's somebody's description. In ancient times, people of the tower lived in harmony with the godlike ballasts. Humans and ballasts performed rituals together that ensured that water continued to flow through the tower, creating massive global floods that would be followed by periods of dryness and create conditions for sowing and harvesting food. The tower is filled with the signs of this ancient civilization and their way of life, living half of it submerged beneath global floods or on the sea, and the other half climbing up and down the tower. At some point much later, people eventually forgot the ancient rain rituals performed at sites you called the topic creator called big whistles. And they also forgot the role the ballasts had played in the water cycle. Flooding tidal cycles stopped happening, and the world stopped turning, or vice versa. The causal order isn't clear. The ocean receded permanently. This was the titular Jusant. People took shelter in the tower where they discovered ancient structures as well as enormous water reservoirs. They rebuilt their lives in those ancient ruins, hence the contrast between the makeshift wooden structures and the large stone architecture. About 100 years later, the tower ran out of the remaining water in its reservoirs, and the people who had taken refuge in the tower had to leave in search of other sources of water. This is the era of Bianca and her journey up the tower. Some unspecified amount of time later, the player character emerges from parts unknown to climb the tower in order to perform the ancient rituals and restore the water cycle using their pipe and baby ballast companion. As for why the ballasts froze, they got stuck above the perpetual storm that emerged as a consequence of climate change. They are lost or unable to pass below the storm. My guess is that they either froze because of the changing climate, colder now, or they froze themselves deliberately as a form of self-preservation, waiting like a bunch of whale-sized cicadas for the piper to come and wake them up when everything was safe again. Dunno. That happens with game lore. Everything written for Silent Hill after 4 is like new writers reading a wiki and picking up the wiki admin's weird theories as canonical. Interesting. Zelda ends up like that sometimes too, I feel. Where I've gone into some like Zelda lore discussions and like I see people claiming all these things as fact and I'm like, where did you get this? Because I remember these being theorized way back when on forums, but like I feel like what you're claiming as fact is like still really up for debate, but maybe in your circles is no longer up for debate, and that's just kind of settled in as it. But who knows? Maybe that's how real history works, you know? We don't know some things. We fill those in, and then we just assume they're true. Yeah, that too. The Hyrule Historia sort of canonized a bunch of those theories, but even then Breath of the Wild just ignored it. I strongly dislike Hyrule Historia, or rather, I strongly dislike the timeline that Nintendo came up with. I may have talked about this on stream before, and this will be the last thing before we close up the stream, and I bid Jusant adieu. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Zelda lore, quick rundown. There's a timeline split where in Ocarina of Time, at the end of the game, spoilers for those that have not beaten Ocarina of Time, so Link defeats Ganon. Zelda is like, wow, Link, adult Link, you had to grow up fast. Like, literally, we aged you 7 years in a crystal. Sorry about that. I know you kind of didn't get your childhood. Here, I'm going to teleport you back in time so that you get to live out your childhood days. Go for it. So, Zelda teleports Link back in time to being a child again. Child Link goes and tells the king that Ganon's up to something. I'm not going to listen to a kid. Would you listen to a kid with a Triforce? Imagine a glowing triangle right here. And he's like, fair enough. That then has consequences, etc., etc. But what was not confirmed until Wind Waker came out is that the act of sending Link back split the timeline, where you had Link continue on from there into Majora's Mask. But in the timeline where Zelda just sent Link from, that split things, because now Zelda is in a timeline without a Link. And that is what goes to Wind Waker, because Ganon returns. What you gonna do without the hero of time? Pray to the gods to flood the world. Cool. Wind Waker happens. Anyway. So that split timeline, people were placing games on it, trying to figure out what games are on the child timeline, where that first thing happened, where Link tattletaled on Ganon. Ganon got imprisoned. Things go on from there. And the adult timeline, where Link no longer was there, and because he got zipped away, Wind Waker happens, etc. So people were theorizing what goes where, etc., etc. Then Nintendo says, there's not just two timelines, though. There's another timeline, and that's what if Link loses at the end of Ocarina of Time? What happens if Ganon wins? And then things go on from there. an imprisoning war ensues, and certain games that refer to an imprisoning war, that goes on. But the thing is, Nintendo wasn't thinking about timelines when they made the first several games, or at least, according to all, at least sources I've heard of, they weren't thinking about timelines. So they kind of, I think, took fan theories, thought, hey, split timeline sounds good. That's really cool. I like that interpretation. Let's write a story based on that. And that's how I think Wind Waker got placed on a timeline. Because I don't think that the timeline split, I think the timeline split was a consequence of Ocarina of Time, but I don't think it was needed to explain anything before Ocarina of Time. Not with what they had already. So, all that said, Nintendo didn't need to add a third timeline. And yet I feel like they did because they didn't want to, commit to writing that, I mean, this is, now I'm putting words in their mouths, but, I don't think you needed this third timeline. And if you want to have a third split, cool, but here's where I hate it. The first timeline is an and. Zelda sends Link back, so Link as a child goes on his adventure from there, and Zelda continues, rebuilds Hyrule, Ganon comes back, floods need to happen, etc. Both those timelines are happening parallel. Link losing to Ganondorf is an or, because Link can win or lose. So now you have Link wins and these two happen, or Link loses and this other branch happens and other games happen. And that, to me, just bugs the crap out of me, because that means that unless you say that the or split into multiple universes, requiring an outside just quantum mechanical idea, there's now well, which one is canon? Oh, they're both canon, but not both of them can happen at the same time. So does branch 1 with timeline split happen, or does branch 2 without it? And that bugs me. I would love if they made a game where you're in one timeline and something happens to where I've always, this little pet theory in my head, or pet idea, Nintendo, take it, that Ocarina of Time is going on and Link loses because he doesn't have help from I don't know, Sheik or something, or introduce some scenario where Ocarina of Time wouldn't have happened the way it did if somebody didn't go back in time and ensure that it did. What if Sheik wasn't exactly Zelda the whole time? What if Sheik was Zelda from the future back in time? You can't swing that with the way the story is, but what if you played as a character going around and ensuring that Link succeeds without Link seeing them? Or what if Link has to lose in order for the best end to happen? What if Link wins and these timelines happen, but shit sucks? And so they're we have to go back in time and ensure that Link loses here and Ganon wins so that we can have the best timeline, or something like that. I think the former idea would be the better, the easier way to weave in a narrative that's not I need to screw over Link. But that's my 2 cents on Zelda timeline theory. Thanks, Hyrule Historia. I think the point of Breath of the Wild was to set something so far in the future the split just doesn't matter, because you've got stuff from every timeline. Yeah, I could see that. I could also see if there's some kind of a merger, some kind of a weird time-space compression, that you merge the timelines somehow, and that's where you get Breath of the Wild from. Because you get stuff like a broken mirror of the Twilight and stuff showing up. They have a dragon break. I'm not familiar with that. What is a dragon break? From Elder Scrolls. Phenomenon where linear time is broken becomes non-linear. Huh. I'm I need to not dive into that. That's really cool. Uh the Dragon Break is the narrative thing from Elder Scrolls to explain how every ending in Daggerfall is canonical. It all happened, even the stuff that contradicts each other. Cool. Okay. Yeah, like that would work. Just I don't want to have to make things up for canon or for like lore stuff. I want to be able to infer things. I want to be able to like theorize about things. But like if something requires a major event, like I don't know that make a game about it then, please. Write something that really tells that major event and make it canon in a cool way. Like, because otherwise, like the theorizing isn't what I don't know. There's theorizing about like how we get from point A to point B, but like if it's really important, I feel like it needs, because like, you know, coming up with like, you know, following a bunch of breadcrumbs and trying to figure out which breadcrumb theory is correct is one thing, but like I need to make up a narrative device to connect these games that Nintendo didn't. It seems. Anyway, thank you so much for watching Jusant. I'm gonna close things there. As you can see, I'm very passionate about Zelda as well. I'd love to play a Zelda game on stream. I have been talking about that for a while. I need to get a capture card for the Switch. But that's something I'd like to look into. I know we chatted about a while back about maybe Majora's Mask or something. I'm not sure what I'd want to play on stream. But with this game done, I'll be picking a new game for Fridays. As well, Monday stream is going to be canceled. You vote for Wand of Gamelon. These are the... Well, I was going to say Faces of Evil, but that's Faces of Evil. Sure is boring around here. My boy. This peace is what all true warriors strive for. I just realized that he's talking about peace. P-E-A-C-E. I thought that he was talking about a piece of the Triforce until this very moment in my life. He's responding to Link being bored. That's actually a decent line, and I never noticed it. It sure is boring around here. My boy, this peace is what all true warriors strive for. That's a nice line. Have I been misinterpreting that this whole time? I thought he was talking about the piece of the Triforce. All right. We're really done with this stream. Cool. Okay, I learned something tonight. I learned a few things tonight. Anyway, don't know what I'm going to be playing next Friday. This Monday, I am taking the day off because it is Christmas, and I need to... This piece is what all warriors strive for. King pulls out a gold-plated 1911. Great! I'll grab my stuff. What was I saying? Monday, yes, it's Christmas. I'm taking the stream off as I have work to do, unfortunately, and also family to see and pick up from the airport and things like that. So it's gonna be a busy day for a Fizzy day, and unfortunately that does not leave much room for the stream here. However, let me look at my calendar because coming up real soon. We will have, so we're skipping Monday's stream. After that is Friday, the 29th. And then the next stream after that is Sunday, the 31st. Normally we don't stream on a Sunday, but it's the New Year's party in Final Fantasy XIV with Sly and I mixing drinks and changing lives in a wonderful recreation of Valhalla, the cyberpunk bar in his free company house in Final Fantasy XIV. I have seen the place. It looks beautiful. Ocelot, Foxy, Kikazi all did an amazing job building it and grinding for stuff to build it with. And Sly is going to be on stream. I will be thanking him profusely for giving us the opportunity to work with him on this. But yeah, I'll be posting more details about the contest and all of that stuff in the announcements and around the internet, all that kind of thing. Because now that we have some solid details on it, we need to share those. And remind y'all where and when that is. I will run the trailer for it on my way out. But yeah, thanks to the mods for always guarding. Thanks to everyone who chilled in chat, watching Jusant. Hope you enjoyed the game. You can catch this episode as a VOD on YouTube, probably in about a week or so. Maybe a couple weeks. I know Rob is going on. He's taking a little bit of time off for the holidays, so we support that. But yeah, I think that covers just about everything. Yeah, hit me up. Talk about Jusant. Talk about Zelda. Whatever you want to talk about over on the Discord. Discord.gg/YesBridGames. I'm going to post that right here. I'm going to post that YouTube link. And if you are watching all the way this far on YouTube, thank you so much. You can catch live episodes over at twitch.tv/YesBridGames every Friday and Monday. And including this Sunday coming up for the Final Fantasy stream. Alrighty. I've been your humble host, Fizz the Human. Catch me around the internet, Blue Sky, Twitter, and my website, findfizz.biz. On Blue Sky, I'm fizzthehuman.bsky.social, and on Twitter, I'm fizzthehuman over there as well. Check out Yizbrid across the internet as well, yizbrid.net. Every website name, whatever it is, /YesBridGames, and YesBridGames.bsky.social in the case of Blue Sky. Please go check out the merch store where you can get your very own Say plushie. Make sure, unless it got sold out. Nope, it is still available. Go still pick up the Say plush over on the merch store that I posted. I think that covers just about everything. Wish list. Tip your bartender. Wish list your favorite games. Your game tender. And remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, always keep your spirits up, and I will catch you in the next one. Next Friday will be the next time I see you all. So thanks for hanging out for this. We'll have a new game on Friday. Don't know what it is yet, but we'll do something. I'll talk about it before then. Probably won't surprise you. Might surprise you. I might do whatever I want. And thank you for hanging out in the stream there, NM0. Always a pleasure. So yeah, toodles, and see you later.